Jungkook was spotted at the airport, and within minutes the photos spread like wildfire across social media. It wasn't just his quiet presence, casual outfit, or familiar aura that caught everyone's attention. It was the figure walking right beside him. Almost instantly, one question dominated timelines, comment sections, and fan communities across the world. Who is next to Jungkook? At first glance, the moment seemed ordinary. Jungkook moved with a calm, almost instinctive composure fans have come to recognize over the years. No dramatic gestures, no overt attempt to draw attention to himself. Yet the energy around him felt different. Cameras clicked faster. Fans zoomed in, slowed down videos, and replayed the same few seconds over and over again. Because beside him was someone whose presence subtly shifted the atmosphere of the entire scene. Some noticed the way Jungkook's pace matched the person next to him, not hurried, not distant, but synchronized. Others focused on body language, how close they walked, how Jungkook slightly angled his shoulder, how there was no visible tension or discomfort. For longtime fans, these micro details matter. They are the language of unspoken familiarity. Speculation naturally followed. Many assumed it was staff, a manager, or security. After all, idols rarely travel completely alone, and Jungkook is no exception. HYB artists are known for being accompanied by trusted personnel, especially in public spaces like airports where crowds and cameras can quickly become overwhelming. The figure beside him dressed simply, blending into the background, doing exactly what staff are trained to do, be present without becoming the focus. But fans are observant, and this time, something felt different. The posture didn't quite match that of typical staff. The distance was closer, more relaxed. There was no clear attempt to shield Jungkook from cameras, no directive gestures, no professional stiffness. Instead, there was a quiet ease, as if the two were simply walking together rather than navigating a public spectacle. That's when another name began to appear again and again in whispers and comments. Taeyong. For years, Jungkook and Taeyong have shared one of the most closely watched friendships in K-pop. From trainee days to global stages, their bond has been documented through performances, behind-the-scenes clips, and countless small moments fans still talk about today. So when airport photos surface and a companion silhouette, height, or walking style feels vaguely familiar, fans' minds naturally drift there. However, no clear confirmation exists. The face was partially obscured, angles unclear, and any resemblance remains purely speculative. Responsible fans are quick to remind others that assumptions, especially based on blurred images, can easily spiral into misinformation. Still, the emotional reaction says a lot. The idea of Jungkook not being alone, of him sharing space with someone he trusts, resonates deeply with ARMY. Others proposed different possibilities. Perhaps it was a close friend outside the industry. Perhaps a fellow artist traveling on a similar schedule. Perhaps simply someone who prefers to remain out of the spotlight. Jungkook himself has always been private, especially in recent years, choosing silence and subtlety over explanations, and that silence only fuels curiosity. What stands out most is not the identity of the person next to him, but what the moment represents. Jungkook at the airport is never just Jungkook at the airport. It is a snapshot of transition between countries, between schedules, between public and private life. Seeing him accompanied reminds fans that beyond the global star is a young man who still needs companionship, familiarity, and comfort. Some fans expressed relief rather than curiosity. Relief that he wasn't alone. Relief that someone was there beside him, sharing the weight of public attention. In a world where idols are often expected to stand alone under intense scrutiny, a simple shared walk can feel profoundly human. As hours passed, discussions softened. The focus shifted from "who is it?" to "he looks okay." And perhaps that is the most important takeaway. Jungkook didn't look rushed. He didn't look tense. He looked grounded. Until official confirmation appears, if it ever does, the identity of the person next to Jungkook remains unknown. And maybe that's how it should be. Not every moment needs an answer. Not every presence needs a name. Sometimes, it's enough to see Jungkook walking forward, not alone, steady and calm, as the world watches and wonders. As the hours turned into a full day, the airport sighting refused to fade from public conversation. Fan accounts continued to repost the same images, each time with new circles, arrows, and slowed-down clips. Every frame was analyzed with almost forensic intensity. The shoes, the posture, the way the companions slightly turned their head when Jungkook paused for a moment. In K-pop culture, especially surrounding BTS, nothing exists in isolation. Every small detail feels like a potential clue to a much larger story. Yet what made this moment especially compelling was how quiet it was. No statements followed. No staff clarification. No airport preview with clear captions. Just Jungkook moving forward, and someone beside him, sharing that narrow strip of space between arrival gates and flashing cameras. That silence created its own narrative, one far louder than any confirmation ever could. Longtime ARMYs began reflecting on how Jungkook has changed over the years. There was a time when airport appearances were filled with bright smiles, exaggerated reactions, and playful energy. Recently, however, Jungkook's public demeanor has shifted, more reserved, more inward, almost contemplative. This doesn't signal unhappiness, fans insist, but rather maturity, growth. A man learning how to protect parts of himself in a world that constantly demands access. In that context, the presence of someone beside him felt meaningful. Not dramatic, not performative, just there. And sometimes, that's the strongest statement of all. Some fans recalled past moments when Jungkook appeared more at ease when walking with familiar figures. Whether it was fellow BTS members, close friends, or trusted staff, his body language has always subtly changed when he felt safe. Shoulders loosen, steps slow, eyes soften. These are things you can't fake, and fans who have followed him for over a decade can recognize them instantly. That's why many discussions slowly moved away from guessing identities and toward emotional interpretation. The dominant sentiment became concern mixed with affection. Comments like, "He looks protected," "He doesn't seem alone," and "I'm glad someone is with him" began to outweigh speculative theories. There was also an unspoken understanding within the fandom. Jungkook doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Not about where he's going. Not about who he's with. In recent years, BTS as a whole have emphasized boundaries, reminding the world that visibility does not equal entitlement. The airport, despite being public, remains a liminal space, part work, part personal life. Interestingly, Korean fan communities approached the situation with notable restraint. While international platforms buzzed with theories, many Korean comments focused simply on wishing Jungkook a safe journey. This contrast highlighted a growing maturity within parts of the fandom, a recognition that caring doesn't always mean knowing everything. Still, curiosity is human, especially when it involves someone as globally beloved as Jungkook. He represents more than a pop star. He is a symbol of youth, perseverance, and emotional honesty. Fans project their own worries and hopes onto him. Seeing him walk beside anyone, naturally triggers questions about his current emotional state, his support system, his inner world. And perhaps that's why this moment lingered. Because it wasn't loud, because it didn't demand attention, because it felt real. In a career built on stadiums, lights, and millions of eyes, a quiet airport walk managed to say more than 1,000 words. It reminded everyone that Jungkook's life continues beyond performances and schedules, that he exists in between comebacks and headlines, that he moves through the world not just as an idol, but as a person. Whether the companion was staff, a close friend, or someone fans have long speculated about ultimately matters less than the feeling the image left behind. A sense of calm, a sense of continuity, a sense that Jungkook, despite everything,